my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw shadow read for this full moon to new moon in May 2022. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box, and I'm a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, my Scorpios or cross watchers, a 7-card draw is just one card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, therefore not a timeless read, a timed read. We're looking at a waning moon, your full moon, my Scorpios, to the new moon in Gemini. Let's take a look at that briefly. The full moon in Scorpio on Monday, May 15th, 12:13 a.m. And I've said it in every video so far, so I'm going to say it again. If you're planning on doing your full moon magic, Eastern time, by the way, 12:13 a.m. Eastern. I always do my stuff 11:30 p.m. In this case, it would be on Sunday to 12:30 a.m. on Monday. That is the witching hour afoot in each day. Just saying. And then we are looking at the waning, the releasing, the reducing, the surrendering, the shadow work, the forgiving, the hard stuff, clearing the path to the new moon in Gemini on Monday, May 30th, 7:30 a.m. Wonderful day to wake up, considering it's a new moon on Monday. Light your torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday. Oh, Simon LeBon, wait, courtesy telephone. So look, I am well aware of what's going on planet Earth with the Ukraine war, chaos, Roe versus Wade, everything that's going on planet Earth. So I'm going to try and keep it light. I'm going to try and keep it fun for a shadow read. But do know that your happiness is a service to all, raising the vibration of the planet. The manifestation of your heart's desires are part of the divine plan to anchor a much higher vibration on this planet, one of unity. And that's why we are watching all of the illusion of separation being boiled to the surface so it can be purified and transformed. Hence, a waning moon read. You do your shadow work, you're helping everybody, and particularly if you are an energetic, sensitive person, an empath, however you want to call that. Just know the emotional part is rough, but it serves a purpose way bigger than we can understand at this point. Good. So let's see what hits the table. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can for my beloved Scorpios, you 8th housers. You're so deep. Oh, you're so deep. I don't know about meaningful, but we're all real deep. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and or cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading using the Caroline Myss archetype deck. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Scorpio, affecting every chakra underneath it, beaming down the lessons, the insight, the guidance, the grace, affecting what they attract and repel in their electromagnetic field. This, their full moon in Scorpio to the new moon in Gemini, May 2021. Please leave the card in my hand. I keep feeling one slip by, and there we have it. Ho, the Saboteur archetype. Ooh, don't freak. Don't freak. It's a survival family archetype of the 9 families everybody has. The 4 archetypes in the survival family of archetypes. Caroline Myss, this is her deck. She MYSS, but she's a PhD. Her book Sacred Contracts was pivotal in my life in so many ways, still is to this day. Read it, I think, back in the 90s. let's talk about it. Everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. But if you just go in on the literal meaning, you miss a lot of the content of the soul power being developed, in this case, how you survive. The shadow and the light is what's written on the card, the shadow attribute and the light attributes. That's the lead to gold if you want to do the alchemy. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold. You wane them away. The shadow attribute here induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Everybody has that. That is an ancient ancestral pattern. What, going back to cavemen? Come now, right? The saboteur. So like we have like the victim and the victor in the survival family. Well, you see the lead and the gold there. The child you can get, right? Childish to childlike. The saboteur, I asked them, I was like, well, what's the word for the golden saboteur? And they said the empowerer, which is fun to say, empowerer, because the saboteur archetype is the guardian of decisions of empowerment, right? So do you empower or disempower yourself or someone else? So that's the lead, that's the shadow, indication of the shadow work. The light attribute you're shooting for here, that is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. Our last card down, the Blessed Bee deck, will highlight what that gold is, what the hidden blessing is. Highlighting your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring in your life. Like what would happen if you actually made the most loving, wise, empowered decisions. Not just choices. I'll have another cup of coffee, that's a choice. I think I'll change career. That's a decision. All right? What if just moment by moment we always made the most loving, wise, empowered choices? Well, in Eastern traditions, it's called the path of the soul. I call it the golden timeline from lead to gold. So think about that. What are the changes it would make in your life if you spoke your truth, Scorpio? Just an example. Okay, we are off and running. The next card is the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. That'll be the next 4 chakras down. As I said, the 8th chakra programs, beams down like a satellite, the programming for all the chakras and the energy systems underneath it. So this is your feminine energy, your internal world, your psychological world, your personal level of power, heart, third eye, crown, spiritual, mental, will, choice, decision power, and emotional power. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please leave the card in my hand, because this is where the shadow work begins. Do they decide to do it or not, right? Do they decide to heal what needs to be healed and deal with what needs to be dealt with or not? Heart, third eye, crown dynamic, please. What is it they need to be aware of inside of themselves? Yin side of themselves, their goddess energy, their feminine energy, to alchemize this saboteur archetype from lead to gold. This, their new moon, to full in Gemini, May 2022. You got the trickster, the coyote woman. It's a feminist deck, so it uses predominantly feminine imagery, literally stalking her own shadow. Okay, this is a shadow work. It's a shadow read. This is half of the devil card, because it is a feminist deck. It doesn't use patriarchal imagery all that much. So it took the devil card and split it into oppression, which is burning down the village in chains, and the coyote. This is so shamanic. I mean, the coyote has a history, particularly in American, indigenous and native tribes of North America and South, and probably other just shamanic around the planet where there's coyotes, Lion King vibey there, tricksters. So this is absolutely, now, when it's a major arcana card, heart, third eye, crown, it's all 4 at once, right? If it was air, it's usually third eye, swords, blades, right, etc. So there is shadow work here. You have a major opportunity to do some alchemy, because look at how societally, on planet Earth, all different levels, so many things are being sabotaged, right? But it's part of a larger plan so that we learn how to empower ourselves. You do your best. Course in Miracles says, tend your corner of the garden, because your corner of the garden is connected to the entire garden. And I'm a gardener. So I like that. I like that metaphor quite a bit. So let's see what's going on the outside. The masculine energy, the lower three chakras, the yang dynamic, the God energy. You looking at yourself from the outside in horizontally, maybe you looking from the inside out at some sort of relationship, lower three chakras. Relationships in the physical world, root chakra, tribes, circles of friends, family, your genetic heritage, are you a Mets fan or a Yankees fan? Them's fighting questions in my family, right? Very tribal. Second chakra, one-on-one, your relationship to another person, like an umbilical cord, navel to navel, or a thing, money, sex, power. You can have a healthy or an unhealthy attachment to a thing, yeah? And your solar plexus, your relationship to yourself, your honor code, which is probably a big deal here. What you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your boundaries, your self-esteem, your own gut intuition that no one else usually gets in the moment, because do you trust yourself, right? So let's see what hits the table. Please. Take a nice deep breath. You wanted me to shuffle these cards that long. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please, beloved ones. Nice and deep. One card in clarity, lower three chakra dynamic mythic tarot for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Lower three chakra dynamic, whether it's them, whether it's somebody else, regardless how they navigate their way through the physical world with the Saboteur archetype. That's big time. The decisions of empowerment or disempowerment that they make with the Coyote woman, hard throat, third eye crown. That really says this is big time interior work. So please, clarity, guidance, and grace. What do they need to be aware of? Lower three chakras. This, their full to new. May 2022. Double whammy in terms of major arcana. There are only 2 tarot decks in the 7 cards we've got going on here. And you got the Hierophant, Chiron, the Wounded Healer. Yeah, commit to your healing process now. Study your healing process now. Confirm it in some way. No one becomes a Hierophant overnight. I should know. I was a high priest and an elder. I'm retired. Thank you very much. But the stages I had to go through, not just through the course and the learning and the curriculum external, but what I had to go through internally, my own ability to embrace my shadow, because if you don't embrace your own shadow, how the hell are you going to help anybody else embrace their own shadow? Can I get a Samo to be? Samo to be. Drag Wars, RuPaul, Michelle Visage, Ross Matthews, Carson Kressley as essentially the lead cast of Star Wars. So look, you can have your sense of humor about this. The trickster laughs, the coyote laughs, and that's a great way to empower yourself. Not the derisive laughter of but like, oh my god, I had no idea. The fanculo, right? But certainly Chiron. Chiron trained Jason of the Argonauts, Heracles, Achilles, right? Lived in a rose quartz Circe by Madeline Miller. Madeline Miller, A Song of Achilles as well. It's just really good. Chiron plays a really big role, but he's also a planet, the Wounded Healer. So particularly if you are a healer, this may very well be Healer, Heal Thyself, because there are some survival things going down here. And survival takes many different forms: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, societal, financial. Yeah. So with our chakras on the table here, we're going to get you a healing mantra from the Metcon Healing Mantra deck. Something to focus on, because this is a very Scorpio reading here. Particularly if you don't feel like sharing what's going on the inside to everyone on the outside, which is very much a Scorpio thing. Here's a mantra that will help you do this alchemy. Please, take a nice deep breath. Still point. I hear you. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Survival. It's a survival family archetype. Yeah, asking by the archetypal family is probably a good idea moving forward. I'll give it a shot. Please, my beloved ones, the perfect healing mantra, make it specific, make it clear, make it incisive for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, that they may heal and do the alchemy of the shadow work indicated here. Saboteur in the 8th, Coyote Woman, the trickster on the inner, how they sabotage themselves, how they chase their own tails, with the Hierophant on the outer, that they are in a place in their life now where this healing is going on, and they may be the wounded healers, being their own best client. So, perfect segue into the healing mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Give them the perfect healing mantra to help them do this. They're full into new May 2022. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. The subconscious mind. So, first of all, that lets you a little bit off the hook consciously, because there's stuff going on in the subconscious. There's the subconscious mind. We have some idea of what's in the subconscious mind, but not all of it. Otherwise, it would be the conscious mind. And then there's the unconscious. Woo, the collective unconscious. Forever young. White courtesy telephone. This is a big deal. You have the opportunity to rewrite your subconscious. We all do, every day, every second. But also I have a history of scrubbing every chakra, you know, with a wire brush and bleach, doing mantras, doing, you know, affirmations, EFT, you know. This is shadow work that if you're being told by the Ascended Masters who've done this stuff already on planet Earth, most of them, not all of them, then this is the opportunity for you to rewrite in a way that might actually feel good. I'm going to read it from the Bookie Book. This is one of 3 Bookie Book readings. But there's a mnemonic device, a memory device built in. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad, right? So, more good, less bad. Let me read you what's in the Bookie Book, Rewriting the Subconscious. Let's go. Because there's rewiring the nervous system and rewriting the subconscious. At least they're right across from each other. You might want to breathe. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. And for a Scorpio, that's big. That's a big water sign thing. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis, regardless of the way life unfolds. And that's a bit of emotional, unconditional love freedom there, seriously, that no one else needs to know about. It's your own interior world. In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning, that's huge, to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. So, in other words, family patterns of being afraid of this, or phobias, or whatever, that's conditioning. That's not endemic to the soul. You've had so many lifetimes as an immortal soul manifested of a higher self, right? On a hero's journey in human form. To get that, you know, that's software. That can be rewritten, right? You can always get an upgrade through a download. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can be a less frequent visitor in your reality. So it's not saying it's never going to come around again. No, it's not, as long as we're still in the illusion of polarity, right? There will always be positive and negative. But what do you do with it? What are the choices that you make? Lead or gold? This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, because it couldn't happen any other way. It's all a fucking journey. Sorry. Releasing shame and finding joy in new beginnings. I mean, which makes sense for shadow work. And you are going from your full moon to a new moon. And you're clearing the way for a new beginning. Very shadow worky. Would that be an adjective? I think that's an adjective. I guess, yeah, the activity could be very shadow worky. Is that an adverb? I don't know. Let's just keep going. I'll call my mom and ask her. The next card is from the Whispers of Love Oracle, and I'll be honest with you, for new to the channel, this is a party turner. All of a sudden you're like, oh, whoa, that's what we're dealing with. There are no horrible womp womp cards in the deck. But for the voices of the higher selves of all involved, if this is just all within your energy field, yes, affecting all of life. That's how unity works. But if there's anybody else involved in this one, then this is their higher selves too. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and or cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they most need to do the shadow work with the Saboteur in the 8th, Coyote on the inner, Hierophant on the outer, rewiring the subconscious. The more often they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad, and really shift everything not just in their personal subconscious, but within the collective unconscious. Whew, what more would be better for a fixed water sign, please? So what is the whisper of love you have for them to help them do this? This full to new, May 2022. Act as if your partner is here. All right, act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are one with you so that you will always consider them. You know, maybe a piece of jewelry on the ring finger if you happen to be married or engaged would be helpful for single people out there. And I can spot a tan line 9 times out of 10. Look, this is a thing. That in terms of relationships that we find ourselves in, that word partner can mean all sorts of different things. I know we immediately jump to the sexual romantic. So in that sense, that's not absolutely screaming here, but we do have 2 more cards to hit the table. This could be any kind of partner. This could be a business partner, friendship, some kind of partnership. So to act as if your partner is there. And if you are solo, maybe even to the point of being self-employed as I am, and single as I am, then to really get that partner, to act as if a partner is there. It's not exactly a new manifestation technique, but it's certainly something that can give you more insight into the choices and the decisions that you make to empower or disempower yourself or someone else, to sabotage or not to sabotage, including yourself. A lot of healing going on here. It's obviously involving a relationship. One would think it's one-on-one, second chakra dynamic, and second chakra is the gonads, Scorpio. 2 more cards. The Divine Animals Oracle. Oh, who are the spirit animals and totems helping you with this? Because it's shadow work. It just goes with, and I said this in the Libra reading, and I think it's the first time I ever said it on camera, if ever, that we are in animal bodies. We're not vegetables or minerals. Our bodies have vegetables and mineral constituents in it, but we are animals. So, you know, this is a level of consciousness that's in us. But shamanically, particularly with the coyote on the table, you know, let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. This is my favorite one to tune to. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, and maybe even their cross-watchers who are partnering here, please, what is the Divine Animal Oracle? Give us the message of who walks with them, who crawls with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, giving them the protection, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, the support that they need, alchemizing this Saboteur archetype into empowerment with the coyote on the inner, the trickster. Definitely shadow work and play here with the Hierophant. Definitely a step-by-step, maybe formalized, maybe not, but definitely a process of healing with Chiron, the wounded healer. On the outer, rewriting their subconscious, embracing those moments of feeling good, and then the less often they will feel bad, acting as if their partner is here in whatever way that word partner manifests in their reality. What's the Divine Animal Oracle, please, to help them really nail the dismount on this full to new May 2022? Wolverine. You fierce thing, you. Oh, are you fierce, Sasha? If your name is Sasha, I bet you just screamed. Wolverine. Oh, I hear he's got a huge Ackman. I can't help myself. That's the joke. That's the joke. I love huge Ackman. Oh, that accent. Oh, snicked. X-Men, fierceness. Card number 5, Wolverine. Fucking fierce Wolverine, Scorpio. Scorpios are hot. I mean, chips, dips, chains, whips aside. Card number 5, Wolverine. Oh, Wolverine. Keyword fierceness. We should develop a sense of healthy fierceness. Right now, do not shy away from things that confront you, but choose carefully how you act. This is about shadow work and the Saboteur archetype. Good name for a book, Shadow Work and the Saboteur Archetype by Archangel Lyons. You can be fierce but not angry. Loyalty is important right now. So yeah, where do your ultimate loyalties lie? I mean, certainly I have a loyalty structure that is simple but not easy. The divine first, then me, then friends and family, then work. That's what keeps me going. Doesn't completely eliminate burnout because there are a lot of other factors, but for me, that is my loyalty system. I learned it from Ian Van Zant, lovely book called In the Meantime. Check it out. So you can be fierce in this, right? You can really be, particularly with the Hierophant, particularly with Chiron. Chiron kicked ass. He trained warriors, right? So you are being taught how to do this. It's okay. Look, get that. It's like, I don't know how to do this. Nobody does until they're in it. Even experts on shadow work never really know what the next piece of lead is. All right, it's a mystery journey. It's a mystical path. It's a hero's journey, and you got at least a Marvel superhero here. A little Volvi magic. Let's read the magic. Wolverine magic is to be utilized when you need real will and determination. Willpower, throat chakra, determination to do this work, rewriting the subconscious, which is going to feel better as it goes. When you are against the odds and you need a bit of healthy fierceness to get things done, work, call on this animal's energy. Also, if you wish to have an energy witness to keep a vow or secret safely for you, so Scorpio, Wolverine would be a great choice. Yeah, cast circle, call in the Wolverine, but I don't know, just make sure you have food for it. I don't know, I've never called a Wolverine into a cast circle before. Although I do hear they have a huge Ackman. Anyway, so that's fierceness. So that's very Scorpio, but you know, if that fierceness isn't expressed in a healthy, creative way, it does become sabotorial, letting air out of people's tires, putting sugar in their gas tank, right? You know, gossip. There's so many ways this can manifest, and there's nothing specific enough here to say that this is so very much about romance. This is about saying, you know, whatever this partnership is in your life, to act as if they are here. And really feel what you got to feel there. There may be feelings in there you're very uncomfortable with about this partnership, is my take. And for you to face them fiercely, which is a little hard to say. Let's keep it light, Scorps. Last card down. Remember I said in the light attribute there was a hidden blessing in the last card? Well, here's the last card. One of the mystical blessing Celtic cards to enrich and empower the blessed be. We do this for the pantheons of all pantheons, not just the Celts. Arg! Not just the Celts. Because this light attribute is about survival, right? One more time, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Is this the ending of a relationship, of a partnership? Is this about you doing the lead to gold within yourself to balance this partnership out? Let's have a look-see-dooksy and see what the pantheons of the divine have to say. Please. Take a nice deep breath. Still point. as I call to the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. This got serious with that, well, not that, the coyote and the wolverine. A coyote and a wolverine walk into a reading as partners with a Saboteur archetype. Please, what is the hidden blessing here for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in, to the edification and enlightenment of any cross-watchers here, so that they can get a glimpse of the gold within the lead, the light within the shadow, the peace within the pain, the healthy within the toxic of that Saboteur in the 8th, doing the shadow work if they so choose. Coyote woman on the inner with the Hierophant being taught if they so choose. I mean, major arcana in the lower 3 chakras is all 3 at once. They are being taught through a specific curriculum, but specific to them. Rewriting the subconscious. The more often they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad, or something similar. Acting as if their partner is here. This could be gestalt work, right? Put them in a chair mentally and say what you got to say, feel what you got to feel, and do it fiercely with that Wolverine magic. Call it in. Make a vow to yourself. Make a vow to your gods, your guides, your higher power here. Help them, please. What is the hidden blessing? The carrot, calling them forth with the stick behind, driving them forward. This, their full moon to new, May 2022. First of all, I love this card for the visual alone. A blessing on a resolution. Look at her. Look at her. She's like all armored. She got like a sword, a dagger around her neck. I mean, dagger jewelry. It's very goth. It's very 90s, but that's pointy, pointy. I'm sure you don't want to skip on that one. You just got that baby right there. A blessing on a resolution. Now, a resolution, I would think, within yourself first, or in process of, then with this partnership. Let's see. Card number 27. Now, all kidding aside, we do these blessings for real. Even though I'm no longer a minister, a high priest, or any of that, doesn't mean I can't draw down. And I work with these pantheons every second of every day, unconsciously, but on a regular basis. And before I do a reading here, before I do anything on camera, I spend some time with them. So, we got the Torch of Archangel Ariel. I am an Arielite Archangel. Oh, this is a big one. All right, blessing on a resolution, which means there's something that needs to be resolved. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of all pantheons, convey this blessing through me. Card number 27. A blessing on a resolution. A blessing to bring respectful resolution to a troubling condition, situation, or set of circumstances. It is a sad truth of the nature of humans that instead of cooperating, we sometimes compete, believing that unless we can have as much as possible, we may walk away from a dispute or negotiation with less than we feel we deserve. A sabotorial decision. That's not in the book. That's just what's on the table. In this circumstance, sometimes the unfortunate aspects of humanity are most highlighted. Our greed, our inability to come together and truthfully speak our minds. And there can be manipulation. Do you see how this is being played out on planet Earth and your role in it in your own personal life? You will. Within these circumstances, let us bring a blessing and ask for a higher power's will to take this circumstance and change it for the better. Okay, pause this blessing. Throat chakra, Anatomy of the Spirit, Carolyn Mace, brilliant work. The sacred truth, every chakra has a sacred truth. The sacred truth of the throat chakra, surrender your will to God. I say to the divine because that feels better, right? Throat chakra, choices and decisions. I surrender this situation to the divine. Continuing. May there be a blessing on all concerned within this troubling time, this conundrum that has kept you awake and had you fearful. May all those involved see the beauty in a swift and easy solution which presents itself simply and in perfect timing. May the quarrels and the disputes become history and be learned from, so that errors of judgment are never repeated. May all involved become their best self, devoted to finding a way through the puzzle pieces of peaceful resolution of a grievance. May any ill feeling be softly replaced with quiet optimism and a willingness to be open, honest, and understanding of all parties' true needs, embracing feeling good the less often you will feel bad. May there be no more trickery, trickster, no more hiding, no more falsehoods, no more rancor, and no more fear. Let all those involved come to a respectful meeting and truthfully find a fruitful way to restore dignity to all. May your particular needs be more than met. May your expectations be unclouded, and may greed fall away from any who have sought to take advantage of those troubles. May none profit from the separations that have taken place, but have contributed for so long. Oh, wait, sorry, skipped a line. May none profit from the separations that have taken place, but may what is decided be fair and just, and recognize all that you have contributed for so long. May there be a blessing on every conversation, on every meeting, and finally when you walk away from the table and all is divided and terms are agreed upon. May all brooding, subterranean resentments be rooted out, shadow work, and purified, shadow work, never to rise again. Let you be satisfied and make the most of this resolution and go forward freed from any burdens and uplifted and supported by what you have rightfully and honorably gained. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be, and so it is. And can you see that on a global scale? Come on, Russia and the Ukraine and the Supreme Court and just all over the world. Within your own life, you heal this within yourself little bit by little bit. You are helping the world because you are a part of it and we are all one. Wow, what a read. Did it help? Hit the thumbs up. Help the other Scorpios do it. It's a planetary thing we're doing here. And if you want more of me, I don't know, subscribe. People have done it. I think they're enjoying themselves. And if you want to go deeper, and I mean Scorpio deeper, even though I'm a Virgo, but with a Pisces moon, come Patreon on Patreon. We're doing some serious mysticism stuff there. I stream there every morning, pretty much. Coffee, bathrobe, hair, talking about the lunar astrology, but I do tons of exclusive content that the rest of the internet never sees, considering it's not only fans, it's a miracle. And if you want to book me for a private read, link in the description box, YouTube video called Booking a Reading with Mal. Answers all the questions for you, just like Clarissa. I love you, my Scorpios. Hang in there. Stay strong. Be fierce, Sasha or otherwise. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.